Hello students, good day all. Today the continuation of system of particles and the rotational motion. In this session we are going to learn about rigid body, moment of inertia and radius of gyration. Let us start the session children. Yes students. So what is rigid body? So actually the rigid body is one for which the distances between different particles that do not change. If suppose it is moving also, it will not get changed. The particle will not get changed. So under the influence of the external forces, so it will be execute two different kinds of motion, that is translatory motion, that is translational motion, and the rotational motion. As we know that the translatory motion that moves in the same velocity, that is the condition, it will not that same velocity which is moving that, right? So what is the equilibrium case, equilibrium condition for the rigid bodies? If suppose the rigid body is maintaining the equilibrium position, that means the linear momentum and the angular momentum of the rigid body must be constant with the time. Then that body is maintaining the rigid position, right? Rigid body. And it has the different forces which is occurring on the rigid body, which means it has different kinds of positions, right? So we have that translational equilibrium and the rotational equilibrium. So what is the translational equilibrium? Suppose all the forces which is acting on the rigid body, if suppose 0, then we can take it that it is a translational equilibrium. So summation of Fi external forces which is acting on the body, which will be 0, right? Now the rotational equilibrium we can say that the force which is acting on the summation of torque which is due to that force on that body at any point, suppose at any point of that particular body, it will be suppose 0, that we can consider as the rotational equilibrium. So summation of tau which is equal to 0, right? So what is moment of inertia? See, the moment of inertia, which is nothing but the sum of the products of the masses of the particles, that is we have constituting the body and the square of their respective distance between them. How we can see the diagram children. We are taking the rigid body. See this rigid body which is rotating with the uniform angular velocity. The uniform angular velocity we have take it as omega, okay? So this uniform angular velocity, with that it is moving. Now the body, suppose it consists of n number of particles which you are seeing here, that mass 1, mass 2, right, till that mass n number of particles which is there on that, right? About the axis y dash, we have taken the axis which is y dash, which is there in the rotational motion, right? So now this n number of particles of masses which is situated at the distance is, see that r1, r2, r3, till that we have taken rn, okay? So in that way it has the position. Now it is getting, respectively it is rotating. Now what is the moment of inertia of the body? We can say the moment of inertia which we have say the statement, that is the sum of the product of the masses of the particles and the square of their respective distance from the rotation. So that we can say that I which is equal to m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square, till that the mass which we have taken n number of particles which is there, rn square, right? So this is a statement which is we have proved through the example and mathematically we have related that. The physical significance and the factors on which the moment of inertia. The significance, we can say, suppose the moment of inertia of the body about an axis of rotation that will actually resist a change in its rotational motion. Suppose it's a greater the moment of inertia, which means it will have the greater torque, right? And the moment of inertia of the body, that's why we can say it is a measure of the rotational inertia of the body. See, here the moment of inertia plays the same role role in the rotational motion? Right. So that's why we are telling that moment of inertia is called as the rotational analog of mass in linear motion. And what are the facts which are depending on the moment of inertia? That is the mass, right? Mass of the body, size and the shape of the body, and the distribution of the mass about the axis of rotation, the position and the orientation also of the body, the axis of rotation with respect to that body, right? Okay, radius of gyration. The statement says that the distance from the axis of rotation at which if the whole mass of the body were concentrated, its moment of inertia about the given axis would be the same as the actual distribution of mass. So let us see that in detail. So actually the radius of gyration we can denote it by the letter K, and it has the dimensions of only the length, and so that we are measuring this as in meter and centimeter. See the diagram, children, right? You can consider now the rigid body which is consist of n number of mass, n number of particles which it has the mass of, we have taken m, right? And which is situated in the position we have taken as R1, R2, R3 about the axis of AB, right? Now, the moment of inertia of the body about the axis AB, which is I, which is equal to moment of inertia, as we know that from the statement previous slide we have seen that, right? So I, which is equal to m r1 square, m1 r1 square till m n rn square. Here we have taken mass, equally we have taken m, so that m r1 square plus m r2 square till m rn square. So we have taken that m out, so that m commonly we have taken, so that we got it. Then for our consideration of that, for the calculation part, we have taken that m cross n whole divided by n, so that we will get m cross n. So r1 square plus r2 square till rn square whole divided by n. So we'll get mn, that is equal to capital N we have taken, right? So I, which is equal to mk square. Okay, so mk square, which we have taken for that, the expression for the k. Now, for that k, we need to know the radius of gyration about the AB, axis of AB. So I, which is equal to mk square, we got it, no? So mk square. So m into that, for the k square we have taken r1 square plus r2 square plus till rn square whole divided by n. So here k, then obviously k, which is equal to root of this value will come. So that this radius of gyration, we can say that the root mean square of the distance. So we can say simply the statement, the radius of gyration which is equal to that root mean square distance of the particles, which is about the rotational motion. Right, students? Yes, students. So far we have learnt about what is rigid body and the factors which depends on the moment of inertia and how the significance of the moment of inertia, what is moment of inertia, and the radius of gyration on the rigid body, these and all we have learnt elaborately. Hope you people understood. Thank you, students.